Demon's Gate is one of the hardest boss fights in Final Fantasy VII, and in the speedrun is considered the hardest fight by many. In the main story, this is the most powerful enemy that Aerith can fight before she is removed from the party. But what happens if you try to beat Demon's Gate with level 1 characters? Actually, no. What happens if you try to defeat Demon's Gate with a solo level 1 Aerith? Is that even possible? Let's find out. To start things off, you're probably wondering, how do you get a level 1 Aerith when characters join the party at higher than level 1 by default? To get around this, I performed the guard skip sequence break in Sector 7, where incredibly precise movement is used to clip through these guards. This clip will take you to an unused loading zone that goes to the Wall Market area. When you enter Wall Market, the story flag is set, telling the game that Aerith should be in your party. But since we never acquired Aerith through traditional means, the game defaults to what the core file is for the character, which is actually a level 1 Aerith. That's right, her name is actually Aerith and is only overwritten by the rename screen when you traditionally encounter her in the Sector 5 church. Anyways, the plan is to keep her dead throughout the whole game so that she is unable to get experience throughout the game, keeping her at level 1. Everything was going according to plan until after the Rufus boss fight, I realized that Aerith had actually gained some levels. This is because the party actually gets a full HP refresh before the Sector 7 pillar scene, as well as before the Rufus boss fight. And if a party member is alive but not actively used, they will still receive experience for boss fights. Thus, it was actually impossible to keep Aerith at level 1 past this point. I didn't want to give up on this challenge, so I switched from the PlayStation version to the PC version, and I had to use a save editor to bring her back to level 1, but I was still playing as if I was trying to keep her at level 1. So we restarted the game and continued as normal. My mindset going into the run was to get Aerith's final limit break, Great Gospel, which will make her immune for a short period of time, and also refill her HP. In order to learn limit breaks on characters, you need to get a certain amount of uses of limit breaks, and then also a certain amount of kills with that character. What most people don't know is that you can actually get credit for kills even if the character is dead. So my plan is to get kills with Aerith, kill her in the fight, and then finish off the last enemy with another character in order to finish the battle. Early on, I got the Mantra Magic enemy skill, which is a low MP cost attack that hits all enemies. This is going to be useful for the kill grinds for Aerith and some other fights as well. Most of the Midgar bosses were pretty tame, with having only 2 party members, but Bottomswell was one of the first ones that could be really troublesome. In preparation, I did a bit of grinding in the Mithril Mine section using Mantra Magic to end the fights quickly. This was also nice for some early gil. After a little bit of grinding, we went back to Junon, took out Bottomswell, and proceeded on with the game. When we reached Coral, I forced a ton of encounters to steal right arms off of the bomb enemies. This is one of the best items available because it does around 1400 damage and is going to be my main form of DPS against Demon's Gate, as well as a way to make some of the upcoming bosses easier, having only 2 active party members. After I was done farming some right arms, I moved on with the game. In the next sections of the game, I actually picked up 4 enemy skills here which will be useful later. The first one I picked up was Laser, which does 50% of an enemy's current HP if they can be hurt by the gravity effect. Aqualung, which is a very powerful water spell that hits all enemies. I picked up Big Guard on the way to Cosmo Canyon, which will apply Haste, Barrier, and Magic Barrier to all party members. And when I reached Cosmo Canyon, I got the Death Sentence ability, which is nice because I can cast it on Tifa, which will multiply her damage times 4 if she has the Power Soul weapon equipped. Before leaving Cosmo Canyon, I also bought a couple HP plus materials to level up along the way. And in preparation for the Materia Keeper fight, I did a little bit of level grinding here to get some experience, AP, and some gil. After the grind was over, we were able to take out Materia Keeper using Cross Slash to paralyze, and then doing damage from there. We also got a couple M-Tentacle drops in Cosmo Canyon, which gives us more items that do 1000 damage, and also has the chance to poison Materia Keeper. Materia Keeper went down pretty easily, and then we moved on with the story. Palmer went down pretty easily, and once we got the Tiny Bronco, we went to the Wutai beaches in order to steal an Adaman bangle off the Adaman toys. This is the best defensive armor that we can get. After getting a few of those, we went back to Cosmo Canyon for some more HP and MP plus materials for setup. And at this point, it seemed like we were going home free for the limit grind. I was mistaken. So I realized that if I tried to equip an MP plus onto Aerith, this brings her total of 10 MP to 10. Not 11 for some reason, but 10. Is at this point I realized that Big Guard was no longer an option. So the issue was, how was I going to get Barrier on Aerith with no MP as well as haste? From here, I traveled to Wutai in order to farm for enemies that have the Light Curtain drop. Light Curtain is an item that will cast Barrier for us. This part of the game took a little bit longer than expected to get the amount of Light Curtains that I needed. After the farm, I went back to Cosmo Canyon in order to get even more HP plus materia to boost Aerith's HP for the Demon's Gate fight. At this point, I made a huge mistake here selling the elemental materia, which if I had paired it on ice on Aerith's armor, would have been pretty good defense against Demon's Gate's icicle drop. But we're just gonna have to manage. My mindset was that if we had 10 materia slots on Aerith after getting her ultimate weapon and the adamant bangle, we could probably fill those up with HP pluses in order to have enough HP to continually get limit breaks and then DPS during the Great Gospel immunity. So after leaving Cosmo Canyon, I did another level grind in order to boost my HP plus materias as much as possible. But it was at this point that I had realized my biggest oversight in the entire process. The way HP plus materias work is that, yes, they will stack, but the problem is that they only work until you've doubled the character's base HP. Meaning that I could actually only reach 294 HP with Aerith. Before this, I was actually kind of debating whether or not Aerith's limit break grind was going to be necessary, but this realization proved it. And for the limit break grind, I actually ended up going for Planet Protector over Great Gospel. This is because I sort of assumed that the HP refresh wouldn't have mattered as much, and it wasn't really the effort to go through all the limit uses. To efficiently grind for kills, I took Aerith to the Mithril Mines because of the high encounter rate and then formations that had a ton of enemies. I was doing damage with Molotovs and grenades before killing off Aerith before the end of the fight, just to make sure she didn't get any experience. And after many fights, we eventually got the Planet Protector on Aerith. I had people in chat telling me that with an item called Dragon Scales, it was actually possible to do 2,500 damage on Demon's Gate. I was aware of Demon's Gate's high magic defense, so wasn't sure this was actually going to work, but I had to try it out. So I ended up farming for Dragon Scales by killing Adamantoys and hoping for a rare drop, but then I realized that they could actually be stolen in Disc 1. I knew that you could steal Dragon Scales off these worm enemies here, but I didn't realize that this beach was accessible in Disc 1. I thought you had to wait until Disc 2. From here, I needed to solve the issue of haste. With only 10 MP, Big Guard and haste weren't an option. So I went to the Gold Saucer, played some arm wrestling in some Mog House in order to get some GP, and then I fought in the battle arena to eventually get the sprint shoes, which will instantly put haste on a character. I then progressed the story up to the point where you can finally enter the Temple of Ancients. Before I went there, I actually farmed some more right arms in order to get some more DPS for Demon's Gate, just in case if the Dragon Scales didn't work out. I also stole a spider web from an enemy in Gongaga, which is able to cast slow on Demon's Gate. And with that, we were all set, and it was time for the temple. I was sure to grab Aerith's ultimate weapon, Princess Guard, on the way, before taking on Red Dragon. One thing that was actually a big challenge was getting my party set up for the Demon's Gate fight with having Tifa and Cloud being dead, but Aerith still alive. To do this, I went back into the throne room after the Red Dragon fight, and tried my best to kill them off quickly and get a runaway with Aerith. This was actually pretty difficult. But finally, after many attempts, we successfully escaped the fight, and it was time to take on Demon's Gate, which was off to a great start. Elemental and Ice on armor would have definitely been a big help, because then she could have actually survived a Icicle drop in addition to the first turn Demon Rush. If I got the Rock Drop or Petrify Eye move on the first turn, those were both unwinnable situations. So from here, I had to reset the fight over and over and over and over again in order to get a first turn Planet Protector off, so I was at the mercy of whatever starting ATB I was getting. It was also confirmed here that the Dragon Scales unfortunately only did around 400 damage. So right arm was definitely the way to go. So here was the strategy. Get a first turn Planet Protector, use the right arms to push him into a Demon Rush phase that he will do every 2,500 damage, get the Light Curtain and Spiderweb up during the Demon Rush phase so that I can survive an attack. After the immunity let up, I needed to continually heal up Aerith so I can get another limit break for invulnerability, hope that he doesn't do a random double rock drop which would instantly kill me, and hope I can do enough damage with right arms. A side note about Demon's Gate is that during the Demon Rush phase, he actually has a random chance to delay his attack, which will give me another turn. And after many tries, this was our run. We got our first turn Planet Protector. Demon's Gate was also nice enough to give us a first turn Demon Rush, so that gave us enough time to use the Spider Web. We proceeded with right arm attacks because we actually could not use the Light Curtain yet until Planet Protector's immunity wore off. In that time, we were actually able to do enough damage to push Demon's Gate into another Demon Rush phase, which gave us enough time to get the Light Curtain off. After Demon Rush, we continued to take damage and heal in order to get another Planet Protector, and then we used right arms again to force another Demon Rush phase. But there was a problem here. Our barrier had run out and we were still in low HP. So we needed 2 turns here to heal and then use the Light Curtain. We needed that miracle turn delay from the Demon Rush phase. And somehow we got it. We were able to survive in order to get another Planet Protector off and use right arms again. And we were able to get 3 right arms in before Demon's Gate pushed himself into another Demon Rush phase. At this point, we actually only had 1 right arm left, and we needed it to kill. We absolutely needed it. And it didn't. At this point, it did seem like it was over. But remember those dragon scales that we had? That was the highest last resort damage item that I had. It was my absolute last hope, and I had no idea what was going to happen. Ah! Yes! Yes! Time! Woo! And much to my surprise, it was over. Demon's Gate had been defeated for the first time ever with a level 1 Aerith. After 10 hours on this file and 2 hours prior in the first attempt on PlayStation, it was done. So we answered the question, yes, it is 100% possible to beat Demon's Gate with a level 1 Aerith. Wanted to thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. You know, this challenge was absolutely insane. I had no idea if it was even possible, if we were going to be successful. Super stoked it turned out the way it did. But yeah, thank you guys for being awesome, making it to the end of the video. You know, be sure to drop a comment if you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, because, you know, we always got wacky challenges coming your way. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Wait, that doesn't seem right. I was like, that doesn't seem right. That shit was crazy enough to work, dude.